Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are currently incredibly close to ending the Iberian struggle. We're not quite there yet. We need to finish up the promotion of culture here, I believe. Hopefully. Hopefully I'm reading the tooltip correctly this time. There's a missing village. We're going to gain some stress here. Okay, sure. And we could grant a tax lien, or we could decide how to deal with the village ourselves. And that's of course what we're going to do. Fantastic. Next year's collector will settle your debt. We don't actually need the development growth to go down. The gold would be nice, don't get me wrong, but it's not strictly speaking necessary. Well, maybe we want the stress, actually. Development progress in County of Zaragoza would decrease by 75. So, a couple of questions here, and I want to check. Development growth is currently 79. Okay, so if the development growth was below 75, my question would be, do we lose a full development from that, or does it just go to 0? That is something I don't know, and would inform this decision. As it is, we're just going to lose 3/4 of a development growth, right? So, for 1,500 gold, how long would that delay us for? 1.2. So, what is 75 divided by 1.2? That is 62.5 months. So that's about 5 years worth of development growth. 7.96 tax right now. So 1,500 divided by 7.96, right? That's 188 months of income. Now that's interesting. So we lose 62.5 months of development or in exchange for 188 months of income. That actually seems like a reasonable deal. Plus our stress goes up, so that'll boost our income. So I think that's fine. Sure. We get a mental break. We're no longer friends with Duchess Hamda. Okay, sure. And our... Right, there are indeed many ways to rule. We gain a stewardship lifestyle perk. That's great. We'll grab fearful troops here. Our factions go away, which is also very, very good. And of course, with this cash, we are now able to do some additional investment work here. So looking through here, we can definitely upgrade like guilds. We can upgrade our livestock pens. These options are not great. We'll try to reignite his fervor ourselves. Actually, we have a 68% chance. And he remained faithful. Fantastic. So that's absolutely great. We are going to upgrade our barracks here, and we're basically out of all that new cash. But we still have a couple of additional upgrades we can do here. So we can do that, and we're pretty much out of the cash now. So this ransom is acceptable. That seems absolutely fine. We can upgrade a blacksmith over here. Looks good. So we're at about 80% on this cultural promotion down here. Now, there is that crusade for the Kingdom of Africa happening, which we are pledged to. We're going to need to appoint a beneficiary here. We could go for our nephew. Okay, so that'll work, and this is for the Kingdom of Africa. We already hold a significant chunk of the Kingdom of Africa. That's interesting. Because this is the Kingdom of Africa right here. We already hold roughly half of it. Okay. Well, we're certainly going to participate in that. That's definitely something we're interested in. No doubt about that one. What is this ransom? Acceptable is the answer. Phenomenal. And I would like to get another upgrade going here in Toledo. There's our gold gone. Excellent. So this is all looking good. No issues whatsoever here. We do want an upgrade in Madrid probably, but this is going to be reasonably expensive, right? Royal Armory, Cranes. Okay, so this is actually maxed out for current tech level. Noted. I think it's very strange how some of these max out one below what the quote-unquote normal max for a tech level is, which would be for the what is it called? High medieval period? Yeah, for the high medieval period, it would be 6, right? But some of them actually max out at 5 now. It's kind of strange. I don't know. It feels a little weird. But it's fine. We can definitely work around it. For the moment, we can upgrade these Masons guilds. And we're currently, of course, working on court officials to bump up our domain limit. We're actually kind of close to that. So that's noted. We're currently progressing towards the compromise phase in the Iberian struggle. But all we're really looking to do is end the Iberian struggle, right? This is now saying our capital kingdom is Navarra. What? Oh. Did we have de jure drift? That's wild. This all de jure drifted into Navarra instead of Andalusia. That's insane. When did that happen? That now means that we're so far from ending the Iberian struggle. 14 out of 39. Okay, that's not good. For this, we have to hold less than 50% of the Iberia region. And for this, we have to hold less than 50% of the Iberia region. Honestly, I have to admit to not being a fan of this particular requirement for ending the Iberian struggle. We've had Iberia united for a sufficient length of time now that I feel like we should be able to bypass the struggle. That said, that's apparently not where we are. We appear to have had de jure drift of these drifting into Navarra despite us holding Andalusia. So that now means that this is irrelevant. Now, looking at religion, all of Navarra is Catholic, so we don't need to do any faith conversions there. If we look at the kingdom titles, we can see that's right on this border. So we don't need to do any faith conversions. The real problem is cultural conversions at this point. To that end, we can start going into locations like this. This guy's Catholic and Basque, so he can actually stay. Navarra is Catholic and Basque. That's okay. Catholic and Basque. Catholic and Basque. Catholic and Basque. Catholic and Basque. Okay. I want to check through up here. Yep, those are all good. The Duchy of Asturias. This we should actually revoke. Okay. So we'll revoke that. And now we're going to grant out Asturias to someone who is both Catholic and Basque in hopes that he actually converts it. And then we're going to grant over, show only the recent titles, the Duchy of Asturias. Okay. There we go. Leon, this guy didn't rebel. He is the wrong culture. You're the wrong culture as well. That's noted. You're correct culture. Is there anyone else we can easily switch? The answer is no. So, that's interesting. That basically means consolidating these kingdoms is a fundamental mistake if your goal is to end the Iberian struggle. But it happens so much earlier that you don't really have a way to know that. That's interesting. So these are de jure drifting into Navarra in 99 years and in 16 years. So, okay. We can't make the Empire of Hispania title. Our core problem right now is a lack of Empire title. We need 20 more counties for the Empire of Maghreb. We could get around it that way. That is a possibility. But we're going to have more de jure drift over here, and these are the wrong culture. And they're mostly the right faith. But they're objectively the wrong culture. So this de jure drift is going to drift into the Kingdom of Navarra due to the fact that we don't have an empire title. So, in that case, what we need to do here is we need to get an empire title. which means a war declaration on this guy, bare minimum. And the Crusade is going to happen in 35 days. That will get some of this territory out over here. Send for a physician. We don't really want to die right now. That would be bad. We're only 27, so this should be okay. Do no more than what is necessary. We're a little brighter. Good. So the Crusade is about to launch here. I'm going to raise up our forces around here. Phenomenal. So we're going to head on in over this way. Eventually our primary forces will arrive, and we're going to head down and lay siege here. What kind of numbers do they have? Okay. So their numbers are a little bit up there. No doubt about that. We are simply going to get this siege now, and then we're going to head down over this way. I'm not sure we get there in time. The idea would have been to stack wipe this force before their main forces can arrive. We definitely got here faster than them, so that's very good. And we see with all of these other Crusader forces around, this seems relatively okay. This siege has started up over here. We're going to walk over here and make sure it actually happens. There's not that much in the Kingdom of Africa to take, right? We already hold a significant chunk of it. Sure, show in this guy in his 150 gold. I accept your generous gifts. Wonderful. That de jure drift is definitely a bit of a problem for us, to be sure. So we're going to wander down over here. This siege is likely going to be over before we get there. Actually, they walked away from it. Okay, that's an odd choice. Now, they're fighting down over here. I want to split off our siege force here, about 10k worth. And we're going to head up this way and see about fighting this force before they get enough here to be a real threat. We don't really want them to group up here. I'm not going to pay to have that siege commander. I would like to have a siege commander here, but if we can't get one, and we actually can't, then this guy will do. Okay, so we're going to head on up over this way with our siege. And we're looking to fight these guys up here. That's the goal. They do have forces on the way in, but we win that. No problem. And there we go. So that is almost the entire Kingdom of Africa. Well, we have all of this over here, right? So interesting that it includes all of Sirte. Is that? Oh yeah, that is in the Kingdom of Africa. Okay, noted. So we'll just wander on over this way. I suspect we'll be able to siege this back with our men-at-arms. That's the suspicion, anyway. For now, of course, we're fighting over here. Yeah, that's going relatively quickly. I'm not concerned about that, then. We're at 88% war score right now. And we can grab at any cost. That sounds good. We'll sell trivial titles. And how are we doing on our war contribution? We're at 94%. That's very solid. The return of our long-lost brother, huh? Losing 600 renown, but 2250 gold. We're actually going to do it. Okay, so we're at 100% war score right now. And yeah, 87% war contribution. Sounds good. So we'll get this sieged, and we'll wander this way. It should be over, but it kind of depends on when the AI actually ends it. Okay, there we go. A victorious crusade. St. George is indeed with us. Okay, so there's a new kingdom. We're not going to play as this guy. We're going to focus back on our realm. This guy is our nephew. So, to that end, what can we do about that? Well, for now, Africa is just related to us for the time being. We'll get there. This is part of the Empire of Maghreb, and we will get to it. Next up, I want to attack this guy. We need to seize this county de jure. Alternatively, we could start holy warring for some duchies, right? And maybe that's what we want to do. Actually, kingdom titles. Noted. We have 0 of 6 required counties here. And his faith is hostile to us, so we wouldn't be able to do that anyway. However, 6 required counties. This is 3 of them. So I think we're going to instantly declare this. We're going to drop our rally point here. We're going to raise men-at-arms. We're going to raise some levy troops. Phenomenal. Okay. So that all seems good. We do have almost 10,000 gold as well. We should do something about that. We're going to head in over here and get that siege underway. What is this faction? Liberty. I'm not sure how real that is. For the time being, we're going to hop over here and just look for anything we can upgrade. We need to spend our gold before we go into this war, and that's not going to be very difficult. These upgrades are actually quite expensive. So we'll get those done. We're down to 6,000 gold. Looking good. So this is max for the moment. Yeah, that all seems fine. Cool. We'll get this hill fort upgraded. We'll get this guild upgraded. All looks great. Lots more upgrades to do, of course. But we'll get there. Okay. That looks good. So there's our gold broadly spent here. Our niece marrying our half-brother, huh? We probably don't care about this. Sure, we'll accept that. We'll get an alliance with Africa for now. Eventually, we're going to go after it. But not yet. So downward we go, and we're going to get this siege done. We're unfortunately still at 10 out of 9 domain, but that should change soon. Court officials are not too far out, about 4 years, so not too big of a deal there. And we're, of course, still working on our lifestyle. Keep in mind we're on a domain focus and still making 280 gold per month. That's mildly insane. So we're going to continue to siege our way through here. This is his capital. I'm not sure where his army is, though. That's the real question right now. And we'll see. We'll see where that is. So inward we go here. Training grounds completed in Toledo. Always great. And let's go grab his capital. Where is his army? Interesting. It's a very strangely shaped kingdom. No doubt about that. I just saw our war score tick up. Why did that happen? We don't have ticking yet. Now we're going to have ticking. That put us at 97. We captured his son and heir. We're just going to head down here. Ticking war score might end it before we get this siege done. But it's going... yeah, that does start basically right away. It might end first. We'll see which of these ends up happening, but it looks like it's going to be ticking. That's fine. So war is over. We're going to enforce those demands and disband our troops. We could found a holy order, but we're not going to. So these territories, of course, are going to be granted on out to nobles who are Catholic and Basque. So at this point, we can look at the empire title and we can see we need a fair number of additional counties, specifically 17. That's going to take some time. Getting Africa under our control would be intriguing. Certainly. Out of curiosity, our niece and sister-in-law, yeah. Our nephew and his antiquarian. Okay. So unfortunately, we aren't in this line of succession. That is sad. But it's not the end of the world. We maybe should have gone for, like, a sibling. Perhaps. Perhaps. Well, lesson learned, but that's okay. We are eventually going to be declaring on this guy. We did get a... We did get an alliance with him, but for the time being, that's okay. I wouldn't mind moving down to, like, Gat, but we have no CBs down there, which is not shocking because we are not bordering it, right? What if we were to come down over here? No CB. Okay, so the C border doesn't count. Noted. I want to check in on the status of this conversion, and that is done. So we definitely need to be working up here, right? That is of vital importance. Unfortunately, the Iberian struggle, which was a short-term goal, because of the de jure drift here, has moved to a medium-term goal. All of this is de jure drifting into the Kingdom of Navarra. So we can see that this is going to be in about 14 years. So that's specifically this duchy here. Noted. Okay, so the policy from now on is anytime we have the opportunity to revoke a title from any ruler who is not Catholic and Basque, it happens. That is the policy from now on. So, for example, like this guy, if he were to rebel against us, we would definitely do that. Unfortunately, we're not currently in the state where we can do that. We do have some ransoms here. This is acceptable. This one is not acceptable. This one is acceptable. Cool. And let's actually look through our prisoners here really quickly. So I want to sort by rank. And this guy is the wrong culture. So that means that he should definitely have a title revocation. Because this could de jure drift, and that would be a problem for us. So we need to grant out the duchy to someone who is Catholic and Basque. So we're going to grant this over to someone who's the correct culture and the correct faith. Like this guy. And then he is going to get the title of the Duchy of Barcelona. So now he'll be responsible for converting some of that over. That's the idea anyway. So next up, sorting by rank here. This hasn't updated. That's fine. This guy we can see is Catholic and Basque. This guy is not. He is Ashari and Butter. So we're going to revoke his title. And we consider Ashari to be evil. So that's good. We need to grant out this county. I'm not sure where exactly it was. Here it is. And we'll just grant that to someone who is Catholic and Basque. Phenomenal. So, it's primarily important that they're Basque. The religion is actually not as important as the culture. But that is all of our imprisoned vassals for the time being. Anyone else who is the wrong religion or the wrong culture is not actually imprisoned at this moment. Okay. So we're no longer overwhelmed by stress. That's fine. There's a potentially dangerous faction here, Liberty. Do we want this to fire? Galician, Andalusian, Galician, Basque. Actually, there's a lot of vassals here who are the wrong culture. So we kind of do want it to fire, and we want to fight them. That would be ideal. So we're going to let this tick up. That's completely fine. They can send their ultimatum in 20 months. It's going to be a little bit out. We did regain our stress level. That's fine. And this ransom is acceptable. We'll take that. So now we can, of course, spend down our gold again, and we'll upgrade our blacksmiths here. This is maxed for the moment. We will upgrade a barracks. This is actually maxed for the moment. Right, that's that level 5 maxing that I was talking about. Okay, cool. We've got a guild upgrade here that we can do. We've got a cattle pasture upgrade. Here in Molina, we can do a cattle pasture upgrade as well, and we can get a workshop upgrade. Looks good. No problem there. So at this point, we kind of want to provoke this Liberty faction into revolting, or at least wait it out. One or the other. We actually want this to fire so that we can specifically change the cultures over to end the Iberian struggle. That is our biggest problem right now, is lack of being able to end the Iberian struggle. And of course, lack of an empire title. To that end, we could get Maghreb, but that is a ways out. That is also in the category of a medium-term goal. Hello? Something happened here. This is the Kingdom of Africa. But this guy, who we don't have a CB on, has taken over the majority of it. This guy never called us into anything. He must have just capitulated. Wild. Why don't we have a CB on this guy? He's a Shari. That's intriguing. We should have a Holy War CB on him. Huh. And he's just duchy level. Okay, there it is. It just happened. Okay, what is his top level duchy? Jared. Okay. So we would declare for the Duchy of Jared right here. This, if we get everything, is great. I suspect we won't. But if we get everything, that's amazing. The most important thing is that it opens up Gat and then Fazan down here, which allows us to then push down. Well, we're going to be stopped by these guys again, which is sad. Eventually, we're going to want to continue to push through here, right? But that's going to be a bit of a process. So for now, we're just going to go for this. This is an opportunity for us, and we are going to take it. So we're going to raise up our forces here. This will also give us something to do while waiting on this dangerous faction, which is absolutely fine. For now, though, it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to conquer at least a chunk of Africa over here. And then once we do that, that actually means that we can get the Kingdom of Africa usurped. Yeah, we're going to be able to do that. Fascinating. Okay, so that will be a step in the right direction. For now, though, that cut's got to go in. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time. That's not the button we're looking for. There we go.